What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we have a lot to talk about. Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5. I stayed up to watch it. Obviously, we knew what was going to happen. At least we knew who was going to premiere tonight. Now, I'm not going to get into full spoilers about things because a lot happened in this episode. A lot. But I'm going to be very vague and general about my feelings about this. Now, Ahsoka is my favorite Star Wars character. Anyone that's watched this channel for any significant amount of time knows that. I love this character. I love her entire arc. And once the announcement that she was going to be premiering in The Mandalorian happened, I really wasn't that excited. And it's not because I don't like this character, and it's not because I don't love who they cast as Ahsoka, because I'm a huge Rosario Dawson fan as well. She's in one of my favorite movies of all time, Clerks 2. It's just that what Star Wars has been through and how Lucasfilm has continued to treat the fans and what they did with the sequel trilogy and just the disaster across the board. I did enjoy The Mandalorian Season 1, but there's just been a lot of problems with Star Wars that has really disconnected me. On the surface, the announcement of Ahsoka appearing in this series with Rosario Dawson being cast as her should have really made me significantly more excited, and it didn't. Well, tonight I watched this episode. I'm just going to tell you right now, I was absolutely blown away. Written and directed by Dave Filoni. Rosario Dawson was absolutely, positively perfect in the role as Ahsoka Tano. Not only that, but this was just a damn good episode. Like, this was a really good episode. We got to learn more about Baby Yoda. We got to know his name. We learned his name. We learned a little bit more about his backstory. Just from the look of the entire episode, it just looked fantastic. The music was amazing. Everything about this episode was absolutely awesome. The scenery, the planet, the look, the music, the acting, the fight scenes. Rosario was perfect as Ahsoka. The Mandalorian was actually pretty interesting. Now, usually, and Ryan Kennel, who probably, I haven't talked to him about this, he probably doesn't like this episode. We'll see what he has to say. But Ryan has talked about how Mando needs someone else in the episodes to make the episode good. And I 100% agree with that. Mando was good in this episode, but obviously this was all about Ahsoka. The only real issue I really had was there was a fight that Ahsoka is in. Without going too deep into it, there was a fight that Ahsoka was in, and she should not have been challenged by this person based on what we know, considering she's went toe-to-toe with Vader and Maul. The fact that she was, challenged by this person was kind of dumb, but, you got to add dramatic effects or whatever. There was also another name mentioned at the end of this episode. Man, this is probably my single favorite moment in Disney Star Wars, period. Like, even, it's hard to compare the animated stuff because I do love some things from Rebels, and I absolutely love Season 7 of the Clone Wars, but those are animated. You have to really, to compare those two is kind of a stretch, so if we're talking just live action, hands down, this episode is my single favorite moment in Disney Star Wars, and it's not even close. It's not saying a lot, but it's still my single favorite moment. I just loved everything about this episode. Filoni did a great job in everything that was going on in this episode. The pacing worked. The action was phenomenal. The fight scenes, Rosario Dawson was badass. She was excellent. Absolutely excellent. I loved everything about it. The fact that we learn more about Baby Yoda and his backstory, his name, and then we get a huge mention at the end of this, and it did feel like a live-action Clone Wars episode, and that's not a bad thing at all. I loved every single thing about this episode. This was phenomenal. Now, let me be clear, because I am not losing focus. Just to be clear, fuck Kathleen Kennedy, fuck Rian Johnson, fuck J.J. Abrams, and fuck Lucasfilm. I have not forgotten, and I'm not going to forget because of one amazing episode, and it was an amazing episode. And Mandalorian Season 2, for the most part, has been really good. This was the peak. This was a huge moment. This was a great moment, a great episode. I will rewatch this episode over and over and over again. but it does not mean that I have forgotten, and I will not forget how Disney and Lucasfilm have treated the fans. I will not stop giving them hell until I see a super significant change at Lucasfilm. And I haven't seen that yet, and I don't think we're going to get that yet. Nothing has changed. Disney Star Wars is still trash. I will not let go of what has happened. I will not let go of what's happened with the sequel trilogy. I will not let go of what's happened with Rian Johnson and his treatment of the fans. I will not let go of Kathleen Kennedy and The Force is Female. I will not let go of J.J. Abrams and his nonsensical writing about ending white supremacy in the workplace. Well, I guess you got a problem at Bad Robot if that's a real issue for you, J.J. Abrams, but quit projecting. So I've forgotten nothing, and I will not forget. I will never forget what Lucasfilm has done as long as that leadership is still in place. With that said, this was still an amazing episode. I loved it so much, and for the first time in a long time, as a Star Wars fan, I was excited. Again, yes, you could say those things about some of the animated stuff as well, because like I said, Clone Wars Season 7 was the last 4 episodes was amazing, but when you're dealing with animation, there is a certain level that you just get. Things are different when you see it in the live action form. And I cannot explain how perfect Rosario Dawson is in this role. And there's just more beautiful little nuggets of things going on with this episode. And the fact that the right people that need to be offended are offended, because the social justice weirdos, the same people that want to tell you that they want diversity and representation and respect women and the Force is female, are complaining about Rosario Dawson because this is how they are. You know, the same crowd that complains about Gina Carano because this is who they are. You give them what they want and then they complain even more because it's not about what they say they want. These people are trash. These people are garbage. And the fact that they're crying on social media about Rosario Dawson because of accusations that have never been proven. And it's just unbelievable that these people continue to cry and whine. And again, this is the crowd of people that Lucasfilm has pandered to. Never forget, this is the crowd that is now trying to cancel Gina Carano because she has the wrong think, and the crowd that's trying to cancel Rosario Dawson, someone who's like dating or either married to Cory Booker, a left-wing Democrat, but because Rosario Dawson may have done something that they disagree with, therefore they have to cancel her. She was perfect in this role. Literal perfection. And I'm someone that always believed that Ashley Eckstein should have been the live-action Ahsoka Tano if we ever got to that point. And I've always kind of been linked to that because Ashley obviously is Ahsoka Tano, and we've seen her cosplay as Ahsoka, and she would have been phenomenal, but Rosario Dawson was the perfect choice. She was incredible. I was blown away as a Star Wars fan, blown away as an Ahsoka fan. Dave Filoni knocked it out of the park. I loved everything about it. Finding more information out about Baby Yoda was great. The name that we get at the end was, you know, you get chill bumps. Anybody that's watched Rebels, you probably wouldn't be too excited. And I'm sure this information has been out there, just haven't cared to follow it because I've been so disconnected from Disney Star Wars. This was a great moment, and it needs to be acknowledged, and I will fully acknowledge that, but I will not forget what Lucasfilm and Disney have done, and I'm never going to forgive them. I'm never going to forgive Kathleen Kennedy. You do not get to just make something good and then all is forgiven. Not after the years and years and years of hell that you have given Star Wars fans. And of course, she had nothing to do with this anyway. This is Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni project. Kathleen Kennedy has nothing to do with anything that's good with Star Wars. That's why the films are trash, literal trash. And that's why everything that she's not connected to directly is good. Jedi Fallen Order was good. The Mandalorian was good. Clone Wars was good. Rebels, okay, not great, but it had some good moments. And I'm not even sure Kathleen Kennedy knows that Rebels is even a thing. They probably had to brief her on who Ahsoka Tano was. She probably has no idea. But that's Lucasfilm. Great episode, phenomenal episode. Does it make me excited moving forward for The Mandalorian? Maybe. Not really. I just look at this in isolation right now. I take things one episode at a time, one moment at a time. I can't forgive years and years of trash from Lucasfilm. I just can't do it. I can be excited. I can tell you this was great. I can tell you it was phenomenal, and it was. It was absolutely wonderful to watch this episode. But I can't sit there and say, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to everything from Star Wars moving forward, because I'm not. You know, Galaxy's Edge still happened. That trash fire that's at Disney World and Disneyland, that still happened. All of the stuff that happened still happened. And the people that made that happen are still there. So while I loved what I saw tonight, and I'm very excited, I have not forgotten anything, and I will not be excited moving forward until I see some real change at Lucasfilm, and I have not seen that. But Jon Favreau, midway through Season 2, has proven that I don't think we're going to get identity politics in this series. And that is a positive. That is a big positive. That's something we worried about, because Season 1 was doing so well last year, and we're like, just wait. Just wait. This is Lucasfilm. As soon as something's successful, they're going to shove their identity politics into it. And we haven't seen that up to this point. So time will tell. But right now, season and a half into it, almost 2 seasons now, we haven't seen identity politics driven into this series, and that is a huge win. That's a huge win for everyone. Everyone with a working brain that doesn't have pronouns in their bio. That is a huge win. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know. Maybe you didn't like it, but I did. I absolutely did. Maybe it's because I'm a huge Ahsoka fan, but even stepping back from just not being, if you take the Ahsoka fandom out of it, you got great fight scenes, you got a great atmosphere, you got backstory on Baby Yoda, you got a big name drop at the end, you got amazing, it was just everything all the way around was good. Good acting, good music, good dialogue, good information, good pacing. It worked. It was great. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo still lost money. Reylos are still weird. And we will talk to you later.